This is the moment we have long awaited. According to Elon Musk, the first human received an implant from Neuralink and is recovering well. Initial results show promising neuron spike detection. The goal for this first implantation is to help a person with quadriplegia directly control a computer or smartphone with his or her mind. Yes, mind control.
Imagine the joy of connecting with your loved ones, browsing the web, or even playing games using only your thoughts. This is made possible by placing a small, cosmetically invisible implant in a part of your brain that plans movements. The device is designed to interpret your neural activity so you can operate a computer or a smartphone by simply thinking about moving. No wires or physical movement are required.
Prior to this human trial beginning, the team has done extensive testing on these brain implants in the lab and in rats, pigs, sheep, and monkeys. You may have seen a few years ago, the team showcased this mind control application by implanting 2 chips in a monkey to play a video game with no external controllers. Now they're doing something very similar, but in a human.
Our goal is to enable a person with paralysis to use a computer or phone with their brain activity alone.
The simple explanation for how this tech works is that a neurosurgeon cuts open a quarter-sized hole in the skull. Neuralink then uses their surgical robot to sew these very tiny threads into the brain tissue. Those threads detect the electrical activity from the neurons. After the threads have been placed, Neuralink uses their little coin-sized package to cover the hole in the skull, and then it processes the information from the brain before sending it via Bluetooth to a nearby computer. Craving an ice cream while on a diet? Boop, turn that off. Want to travel back in time 20 years ago? Boop, you're there. And that's why this first inhuman implantation is such a historic moment. Later this year, there will be more humans with Neuralinks, and according to documents provided to investors, the team has ambitious aspirations to ramp to tens of thousands of implants. Before we know it, this technology will be much more widely adopted, and eventually young kids will grow up in a world where these brain chips are completely normal. You can truly experience immersive virtual reality without a clunky headset. And even more fascinating, in the longer term, the team wants to wirelessly bridge the gap around a spinal cord break to transfer signals from neurons in the brain to neurons in the spinal cord. And by doing this, the person would be able to walk again. Yeah, a paralyzed person walking again.
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Recha HaKwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Honors as well to you, brethren, you fellow believers of this truth. Shalom to you, brothers, sincere brothers and sisters, supporters of this truth, and shalom to the elect. So, anyway, I was working on another video, but I saw this, and I said, well, I must report it. It's for 2024 Neuralink, right? And they've made some advancements in it. And this is the brain implant, it's a lot more in this video. I just could cut what I could, and not even sure if I'm gonna be able to use it, but I'll get much as I can out of it. Well, anyway, this implant, which a lot of people know now, is supposed to connect the neurons from one end of the spine to the other. It's also supposed to help you look at your computer and sign in and whatever else. No more codes, it's your eyes and and I always said that technology breeds a form of slavery. Now, a lot of people don't think so. I even read some of the comments. But I'll read a couple scriptures. 2 Corinthians 2:11, we all know this. Lest Satan should get an advantage, for we are not ignorant of his devices, or another word for devices, which would be designs, or as a lexicon say, schemes, and it goes to what you call a thought purpose. That's what it says, a mental perception or thought, right? So it's crazy how this thing, where it's going to be implanted, and you can kind of put that together, right? So what I want to do is read some comments and show you the mindset of people and how they think. This is by John. This is by Melanie 8 something. This is really literally 8-month-old video, right? This is 2024 advancements. Somebody said, I want one. Fix my dyslexia. That would be a sweet and my balance, right? That would be sweet and my balance, right? So you can see that everybody's looking for the hope, right? Just as anything medical, anything that's a disadvantage, everybody wants to be kept up in the loop, and everybody wants the advantage. You can imagine how many people would be rolling up in wheelchairs to accept this, knowing if they could be the person that they was before. Yeah, so we all going to get tempted with something of this nature, no matter what it is. Some of us have illnesses, you know. We'll read some scriptures on that. Somebody wrote, I should try reapplying to Neuralink soon. It is important to note that for more advanced applications, we'll need to interface with larger portion of the brain. That might be initially achieved with a few Neuralink chips. So this person talking about getting a couple of them bad boys, right? Or maybe a larger future device. Later, probably another type of device, mesh embracing the brain or such, would be needed for full-scale capabilities. The current Neuralink is the most important first step toward that. Now, it also goes, I would put one in my brain. I'm not going to read anymore. Years back, a little bit after I came into truth, it might have been 11, 12 years ago, and it was a guy from here, Johns Hopkins University, and he had one implanted. He came to our camp. I can't find the video. I don't even know if it's up anymore, but he came to our camp and he looked dazed, and I said, well, what's wrong with you? He said he just got out of the hospital for having one implanted in his brain. So I don't know if it was some form of mental illness he had, and that helped calm him down. You know, I actually remember that. Somebody else said, Neuralink is something I like to try for my autoimmune disorder. Fascinating. Thanks, Elon. How do I find out more? How do I become a recipient? So you can see, when we read Revelation 13, it's right on point. See, a lot of people said, no, I would never do such and such. Well, they said that about the thing that happened a couple of years ago. Right? Somebody said, I highly agree with Neuralink devices. See, what's happening is people have fell in love with technology. We can do everything with a touch of a button. We don't even have to look at road maps. We got our cell phones now that can guide us where to go. It's scary. Somebody said on here it's scary, but it's scary how closely we're linked to this technology. Now, to us in the know, we understand the bigger picture, so it's still a scary thing. Anyway, especially excited about the VR part. Imagine gaming with all sensory perception, with negative feedback, like pain, set to 0. Wave of the future. And it makes sense over the last 20 years why he was pushing a lot of this, you know. Somebody put on here, great job. You know, great, forget what God says in the Bible. Let's all go to hell forever. This is the MOTB. Total control, great job. So I just wanted to bring that out. Let's go to Matthew 24 and 24. It says, for there shall arise false Christs, which means messiahs, and false prophets, right? See how they say false messiahs and false prophets, leaders, right? And shall shew great signs and wonders, right? So let's go up to the NIV. For false messiahs and false prophets will all appear and perform great signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect, right? Or God's chosen. I just wanted to bring that out. There's different translations on that. Let's go to 2 Thessalonians 2 and 9. I'm going to get the NIV. Let's go to 2 and 8. We go to 2 and 8. Is it 7? 5. Do you remember that when I was with you, I used to tell you these things? Right? Now, why is he saying that? Because now it's coming back to our remembrance. And now you know what is holding him back, so that he may be revealed at the proper time. For the secret of power of lawlessness is already at work. But the one who now holds it back will continue to do till he taken out of the way. Right? Till he's taken out of the way. And then the lawless one will be revealed, right? The son of perdition, whom the Lord Yahushua will overthrow with the breath of his mouth and destroy by the splendor of his coming. Right? So it goes up, verse 8, it says, and the lawlessness one will be revealed when the Lord Yahushua will overthrow him with the breath of his mouth. So let's go back here. Let me go back to the 9th verse. The coming of the lawlessness one will be in accordance with how Satan works, right? He will use all sorts of displays of power through signs and wonders that shall serve the lie, right? And all the ways of that wickedness deceives those who are perishing, right? You see that? They perish because they refuse to love the truth and so to be saved. Right? For this reason, God, Yahweh, sends them powerful delusions so that they will believe a lie, and so that all will be condemned who have not believed the truth but have delighted in wickedness. So we can see, I'm not going to be able to say much because of the nature of the video, but you can see what we say is the MOTB. This is it right here. The lies, the lies and signs of wonders and the deception, that they will believe a lie, right? And us at Great Millstone, we push this doctrine on MOTB because it's very important. You know, you're not just going to be able to keep laws and escape that. I don't know why these groups saying this. Just follow God's commandments. He said his commandments not grievous. You're going to be tried. Anyway, then Revelation 2 and 10 says, the devil shall cast some of you to prison, and you will suffer. You have tribulation 10 days, and basically be faithful unto death, and I will give you the crown of life. That's scripture. Ephesians 6 and 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in power of might. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Right? For we wrestle not against flesh and blood. See, this ain't about just Neuralink, right? This ain't just about, it's about the MOTB, but not just the physical part as well. It is the physical part, but the spirituality that comes with it on the left-hand side. It says here, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. That's who we need the armor of the Most High against, to protect us against that. And it goes to that MOTB. We need the armor of the Lord. Wherefore take you to the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand that evil day. And having what evil day? Right? So I don't know what these Christians and Israelites, other Israelites, talking about. Right? We kind of in the time of Jacob's trouble as it is, but then when this thing is pushed to the point you must do this, then what will you do? Anyway, wherefore take on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having a breastplate of righteousness. Right? So that's pretty much to the point, it says, let me read on. Above all, taking the shield, preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherein the shield of faith. I'm glad I kept reading, as I quoted Revelation 2:10. Be faithful unto death. You have to believe. You have to believe there's going to be a way out. Remember in 1 Corinthians 10, I think, he says, the Lord will always find a way to escape. It says, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. That's one of the fiery darts. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Pretty much that's all I have on that short video. I just wanted to update this information, bring updated information, which I believe brothers might have already went to, but there's some people who don't really know. This is Revelation 13 and 16 all day, all right? Revelation 13 in general, right? But 13 and 16, 15, 16, 17, right? Anyway, that's all I have on that. Shalom.